I saw the new Spider-Man a few weeks back and I really liked it. And probably the most poorly hidden secret since In-N-Out's secret menu was revealed that, well, let's just say that Peter had some doppelgangers. Now before I move forward, I want to remind you that there will be light spoilers. No Way Home picks up almost immediately after Far From Home as Peter deals with the aftermath of his battle with Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. Following the reveal of his identity, Peter has been rejected by all his college choices. The same goes for Ned and MJ, who are being punished due to their friendship with Peter. Aunt May and Peter are forced to move in with Happy Hogan due to the constant persecution from the police and the media. Peter notices the despair in his loved one's eyes, created by the uncertainty of their future, and this drives him to reach out to Doctor Strange.
We're beyond you calling me Doctor Strange.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Anyway, Peter has Strange attempt a spell to make everyone forget about his identity. After he begins performing the spell, Strange informs Peter that it will make everyone forget about his existence. This causes Peter to panic, and he begins asking Strange to exclude his loved ones, all the while listing them one by one. Overwhelmed by the number of exceptions, Strange begins losing control of the spell and is forced to contain it within a cube to prevent a catastrophe from happening. The slight moment where the spell goes out of control gives villains from other universes an opportunity to cross over to Earth 199999. And yes, in case you were wondering, that is the official universe number given to the MCU. Peter, Ned, and MJ set off to contain the villains after Strange politely requests they do so.
Please.
It does bug me though that he doesn't even offer to help even though he was partially responsible. I guess he must have been really busy or something. After Team Spidey fights and captures all the villains, Strange tells him that he will be sending them back to their own worlds, all the while revealing that this would in turn cause them all to die since they ultimately died in their own worlds. This quickly turns Peter against Strange and the two end up fighting over the cube, which ends with Peter using his quick wits and vast knowledge of geometry to win and temporarily lock up Strange in the mirror dimension. From here, Peter sets out to help the villains all rehabilitate from their ailments, which would in turn remove them from the situation that originally got them killed. And if this isn't the most Spider-Man action we've seen so far, then I don't know what is. I know that I said that there would only be light spoilers, but to be honest, this part of the movie is pretty much spoiled in the trailers. It also does drag a little bit, but no need to worry because the remaining non-spoiled half is what really carries the movie. For starters, I want to say, to all of you who said that Tom Holland can't act, it seems like he heard you all and came in mad because let me tell you that he acted his ass off in this one. There's this one scene in particular and you'll know which one it is when you get there. But our boy Tommy is most definitely peaking. Additionally, they did my boy Andy G right here. I know you all don't really like him as Peter, but his performance here definitely brings him a lot closer to comic Peter. At least I think so. At the same time, Tobey's character feels very true to itself, albeit a lot more mature and empathetic. The three Spideys seem to have very good chemistry and they play off of each other really well. But truth be told, the cast as a whole performed really well, although I do think that there might have been a couple outliers that made it seem like they didn't really want to be there. It doesn't really affect the movie too much, but it is definitely noticeable after you see it. I do feel the need to mention this because I know that not everyone will be able to watch the movie in theaters. But it's hard to express the amount of joy that came from the crowd when the other Spideys made their appearances. Their appearance almost felt heartwarming, yet very nostalgic. Additionally, there were two other moments that also drew cheers from the crowd. The first one being the appearance of Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. It was a little different though, because I'm positive that half the people in the crowd were clapping, but did not know why, because they probably didn't see the Daredevil series. Also, let's not forget about the appearance of Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock in the post-credit scene, which unfortunately didn't get as many cheers or applauses because for some reason, people still leave at the end of Marvel movies even though they should know by now that there's always scenes at the end. No Way Home almost feels like a love letter to all the Spidey fans. It isn't a masterpiece by any shape or form, but I do think that it is amazing enough that almost anyone can sit down and enjoy it. The biggest gripe I have with it though is that somehow people just forgot that Peter helped the Avengers fight Thanos. I mean, where are all the Avengers through all of this? I feel like Peter helping fight the person who snapped away half the population definitely deserves to at least be able to explain himself, but that probably would have cut the movie down to 20 minutes. So that wouldn't have been good content. Look, you guys, I understand. Superhero burnout is most definitely a thing, with the shows and the movies not really hitting the same way as they used to, but despite that, I still give this movie a yay. There is still so much that I want to talk about, but I do think that you guys should just go and enjoy it on your own, or with friends and family too if you want to bring them along. No Way Home is still out in theaters and it will be available for streaming on Star sometime this year. That being said, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to hear me say more? Let me know in the description and don't forget to subscribe. This has been Subtly Artistic. Peace out.